Hi, my name is Bear. This attractive fella behind me is Gilly, and this is Stravag. It used to be that when I was making these videos, I'd take notes for where I was going to go beforehand, and I would write those notes down, usually on a piece of cardboard that represented the backside of something like honey buns or pizza of some sort. Um, and then for my birthday, which was back in February, my partner gave me this notebook, which I've turned into my captain's log. It's a bit of a backwards captain's log, though, because it's got things that are happening before they happen rather than recording what has happened. And in it, I have my notes for Staunton. That's where we're going to go today. And I have my new coffee cup that's also a percolator. Not a percolator, a French press. And it's way cool. And it's got a little border collie sticker. So, let's ride to Staunton and see what we see. We're here at Gypsy Hill Park in Staunton because Gilly needed to get off the bike and stretch his legs. It's quite a long ride here from where we started. And also because I love Gypsy Hill Park. When you talk about haunted places in Staunton, usually people think of the Jarnett Sanatorium, which is a fascinating place with a fascinating and also horrific history, and I might talk about that later in the video. I haven't actually decided yet. I can't get into the sanatorium, so or even really up to it. It's fairly well off limits. But there's several other locations here: the Blackburn Inn, the American Hotel, and the train station, which are the ones that we're going to visit today. And we're going to talk about some of the hauntings that go on there. So, when I'm done walking around this lovely koi fish and duck pond, we'll head that way. I believe that is a Sebastopol goose. I don't think that I've ever seen a Sebastopol in real life. There's actually two of them. This is the train station. It was originally built in 1854, but was destroyed by General Hunter's troops 10 years later. The second station was destroyed by a runaway train in 1890. The current station was designed by Thomas Jasper Collins, and it was built in 1902. In the fall of 1889, an amateur singer named Myrtle Knox was working as a telegrapher at the Midland Hotel in Kansas City when a company of itinerant opera singers came through doing a tour of Missouri, performing the Pearl of Pekin. Myrtle attended the show in Kansas City. She convinced the company to take her on as a chorus girl. She worked hard in the company and was eventually given a small role of her own. And so when the company departed Missouri to do an Eastern tour, Myrtle was delighted to go. They left Missouri on the Cincinnati Express train on April 26, 1890. Shortly after midnight, the train began its descent into the Shenandoah Valley. It was packed with passengers. The 4 miles of track just to the west of the Staunton station twist and turn as they descend 80 feet. There was a U.S. attorney named William Craig who was awake in the smoking car as the train made its descent into Staunton, and he described the scene. He's quoted as saying, "Its velocity was such that men became alarmed and tried to get up out of their seats. As soon as the men rose from the cushions, the swaying of the train would throw him against the side of the car." When the came into the station, Mr. Craig expected the cars to go off at the short curve just to the depot, and he braced himself. When the train reached the curve, the car did careen over, but it righted itself. The baggage car just ahead of the smoking car tilted enough to collide with the roof of the covered walkway. The walkway collapsed into the path of the following cars. Timbers smashed into the smoking car. The first sleeper car was struck by the roof, but stayed on the track. Myrtle's car, the last to arrive, took the brunt of the catastrophe. It toppled into the breezeway's long row of metal columns. The car, with holes ripped through it, skidded 150 feet on its side before coming to a stop. While most of the passengers had escaped with minor injuries, Myrtle was not so lucky. Her berth had taken the worst of the car's impact with the depot. One of her legs was nearly severed. A 3-foot-long splinter had pierced the entire length of her other leg, and a second splinter had pierced her femoral artery. Myrtle was dead in minutes. One observer noted, it was plain to the observer from the expression on her face that during the last few minutes of her life, after the terrible blows and piercing wounds her body had received, that internal pain tortured her as the current of life ebbed away. Myrtle's ghost is said to be seen wandering the platform and is known to pull the hair of female travelers. So this is the train station, and that is the American Hotel. This is the front of the American Hotel. It faces the train terminal. It was built in 1855, and it was used as a hospital in the Civil War. People report hearing voices and footsteps and seeing shadow figures, especially in the basement, which was used as a morgue. Wonder if we can get to the basement. Oh, we can. It's a pretty neat building. Pretty cool little balcony. Like everything in this building echoes everywhere. It's a quiet building, but if anybody moves anywhere in the building, you know it. It's like a little restaurant bistro thing here. And there's a beauty parlor. Staunton sure is a pretty little town. Well, it's not really little, but it's very pretty. Alright, this is the Blackburn Inn and Conference Center. And I think I can go inside. I'm a little bit in a conundrum. It's going to rain. Last time I checked the weather, it was going to rain this evening, but when I pulled in here, I can feel the rain coming and I can feel the moisture on the wind. So I looked at the weather, and it'll be raining in 20 minutes. And there's absolutely nothing I can do to keep out of it. I can't get home before the rain's going to hit there. And it's going to rain for several hours, so I think what we might do is okay, well, this is another one of those places where you're not allowed to film inside unless you're a guest, and I am not. But these are part of it too. And maybe that building back there. They're going to start doing tours in April, apparently. One of these buildings is the old prison, but I don't know which one. I don't want to speculate, I'll look it up. Anyway, I gotta get going. I'm gonna try to get to Charlottesville before the rain hits me. That's where my partner is, and I can catch a ride. And I guess leave my bike in town for the night. So the Blackburn Inn was built in 1828 as the Western State Hospital for the Mentally Ill. At some point, it became a medium security prison. It was renovated to an inn and conference center in 2018. There are reports of moaning the word home, showers turning on by themselves, lights flickering, locked windows opening by themselves. And maybe I should go stay for a night and see. I'm not taking any video of the trip home because I'm trying to stay ahead of this storm. It's really pretty through here. That's the direction I'm going. That's where the storm's coming from. So I'm running ahead of it. Well, I managed to beat the rain so far, but we're sitting in a dead standstill in traffic for about a half hour now, so it might catch us. So I was obliged to go around that accident. That's what it was. So I had to take a dirt road, which I was not happy about. Down a hill, down a mountain. But I'm home. It's just starting to rain, so I beat it by like a few minutes. I didn't take any video on the way home because I was trying to stay ahead of the storm, and I would have loved to have stayed in Staunton longer and took more video. There's so much to see there, and it's such a pretty place. And I didn't want to get hung up on just doing the haunted stuff. I kind of wanted to take some more footage of downtown Staunton's really nice. There's some really neat buildings and architecture there. So I'm a little disappointed, but you do what you can do, I guess. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.